saw everything in its context and you saw both sides, you'd be like, okay, well, okay. You wouldn't think it was like, a champion, but you would be like, well, okay.
Well, I was just saying, equating him saying that about Chris and the camera cutting off.
Right,
it's totally different. No, it's totally different.
They're actually about the same, and that's why I will go with
You are very intelligent.
They were going back and forth.
You are very intelligent, Olivia. Stop. There are clear differences because we can laugh.
That wasn't my comment.
No, we can laugh and about something simple or something not tearing you down. Like, do you really felt that what he just did tore you to shreds?
Do I feel?
No. But come on,
I personally don't. Now, someone maybe who was a guest or something, I don't know.
Would probably feel like that was very
Come on, making a jab at somebody, making a jab at a woman,
I'm saying
that she's a slut. Let me finish my thought. Saying that she's a slut and a whore, and that every dick has been in her vagina, and she possibly has STDs, and she needs to get checked is way different than saying, well, you should. That the camera's probably telling you something. You're a little bit long-winded there.
Who was it on
Clear difference.
Who was it on this
Clear
side?
difference.
Who was it on this side said that you can be funny without talking about somebody? Who? Who was it?
Shit, it wasn't me.
Who was it? They don't want to admit to it now?
No, I don't. That's not what I said. So if you're going to quote me,
that's what I'm asking.
That's why I don't know what you're talking about.
What did you say?
What I said is, like, if you want to be funny, make fun of yourself. You don't have to tear someone else down.
Okay.
And so, like, what his comment. So if we want to really be clear, because you keep bringing up your comment about you. No, I'm gonna be clear because Olivia, you said, Chris, you're long-winded because you told Olivia she was long-winded, and she was like, Chris, you're long-winded. So this is a recurring theme that you're long-winded. So that's why I laughed, not because he was tearing you down, but because everybody is making references to you being long-winded.
So thank you for making my point. It is about the wittiness in which the point is made.
So
you can try to say that we only laugh when it's about ourselves, and that's at that point in time. But you reacted to someone making fun of someone else, and that is the point that I'm trying to make. Don't act like we don't do this in our society. Whether that's a white man, whether it's on SNL, whether it's on NBC, whether it's on Queen's Court, we're not going to hold these black women to a different standard to say that they can't talk about other black women when the principle. That's a really good point, but see, my point of the matter is, oh, hold on, we got guests. What's up, guys? This is your boy, Chris June. I'm down here at WTT Radio. Got a new radio show coming out called Last Call with Chris June. I want you guys to make sure you download the app at WTTradio.com and make sure to tune in for all of these hot topics that we're discussing. Like the, hold on. Wait, no, hold on, because I wasn't finished, okay? So my point being is...
I think it's just important. I always, if I'm dating somebody, I always tell them, I said, you. Do the things that you would normally do with your friends. Of course, we're going to try and have some time together as we're getting to know each other, but I want you to maintain your individualism. When we get a little bit deeper into the relationship, or like if we get engaged or something like that, I mean, then we can figure out how the friends are going to factor into our relationship. But until then, I think maintaining your friends are fine. Like, there's nothing wrong with that.
Okay. Yeah, I agree. I think that you have to, if you don't want people to be friends and you know one person and you know the other person, then don't introduce them, because after that point you want to have control, and you can't do that. You can't control people and what they feel. At the end of the day, if they really have a great connection and they can
guys, we are recording. Okay. Mic is on.
Can you pick up your little bottle, sir? Gonna break my neck real quick.
Look this way for me, please.
Come here, Booby.
Sure, I don't do sunglasses.
You wanna go with your uncle?
Oh, you don't do sunglasses? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm different. You didn't know that?
You wanna go with your uncle? I know. He was sitting there the whole time, just like.
Well, you can't have any on my board. I just ate that donut, but I was ready when I didn't sanitize my.
Francois better not be cheating on me.
He got a lot of uncles.
Sorry.
I'm the neighbor.
I ain't trying to
see.
Got a lot of uncles, right, Whoopi? Yes, I know, Loopy. I know, it's the best.
I seen the video he posted on Instagram when he was fussing on me.
And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thank you guys for tuning into A Connection TV, the one channel on YouTube where we actually adopt similar connections despite our differences. Welcome to Culture Club. Like we do on every episode, we are going to reintroduce ourselves from our right to our left. State your name and do you have friends of different races?
My name is Chris June, and I actually don't have a lot of friends. I use that word very carefully, but Levi is one of my friends.
So that would be a yes.
So that would be yes. I'm just saying we said races.
I see what you're saying. So you were thinking plural. Okay. I didn't think of it that way too, so that's good.
My name is Levi Eric. I have friends all across the rainbow.
I'm Tony Evans, and actually I don't have any friends that are other than my culture.
Oh wow.
I am Wesley and I do have friends in different, two races,
My name is David. The word friend is something I hold dear. I don't just throw it out like Skittles. So I actually, besides Levi, I consider my Culture Club buddy, I don't have friends that are not black.
All right.
I'm Olivia, and after I got a different kind of perspective of what now Chris was saying, wow, I only have like white friends, but I don't like multiple races. I don't.
Okay.
My name is Hove. No, I'm Larry. I'm Larry, and yes, I do have friends of multiple races.
Hello everybody, what's up? It's your boy Sherrod, aka S. Dot. And besides Levi, I do not.
Now the question is why?
We're gonna get to that. And you guys know from watching Culture Club, you see many shades on your YouTube screen, your TV screen, your mobile device, however you're watching us. And we always, on every other episode, if not every episode, touch up on race because it is definitely prevalent and it is happening today. We always have to talk about race. I wanted to touch up on an important topic or concept or issue last episode, but I didn't get a chance to, and I wanted to talk about the whole H&M debacle regarding the young boy wearing the coolest monkey in the jungle hoodie. And that's why I asked about the race question. So my next question to the panel is, were you offended by the ad, and will you continue to shop at H&M if you do currently shop at H&M? Starting with Sherrod.
Honestly, and I wasn't as offended like everybody else. I'm just gonna be honest. And yes, I will continue to shop.
All right, Larry.
I thought it was offensive, yes. But I also have the perspective that I felt like it was a time to have a conversation, not to like stop shopping at H&M. So please believe I did buy some work pants, 80% off.
All right. All right. All right.
I thought it was offensive. I wasn't up in arms about it, but I obviously thought it was offensive. I don't shop at H&M anyway, so yeah, there goes that.
I was like instantly offended by it. Like, it was just like the coolest monkey in the jungle. Like, come on. Like, who's on that team that's responsible for putting that together that doesn't know their customers? You know, I typically don't shop at H&M. I'm not like an average size person, and they don't really cater to me. Yeah. H&M is like a last resort store anyway. But yes, I was offended by it. I didn't know about it until I saw it on somebody's timeline, and then I saw the boy again, and I'm like, what the hell is going on? And then I actually read one of the captions, and then I read the shirt, and I was like, oh. So then I thought back, I was like, do I care? I was like, I'm not a monkey, so I don't really care. But then I caught why everyone else was offended by it, and I was like, okay, it's another thing for black people to be upset about. Okay, oh cool. My God. So what are we gonna do about it going forward? What are we gonna do? And then I realized that the mother doesn't even give two damns about it. So I was like, I really can care less. I don't shop at H&M that much, or have in the past. But because of this, it made me think about how they look at black people, in all honesty. And situations like this make me not support organizations or people. If I feel like I'm not supported, I don't support them. So I'm looking at it with kind of like a blind eye, like, really, y'all really, and I don't know.
So
I
was
just
you
don't.
offended or no? I don't understand.
Was I offended? No, I wasn't, because I'm not a monkey.
Okay.
So I wasn't offended. But yeah, go ahead.
So if you had a son, you would be okay to put that sweatshirt on?
I wouldn't buy that for him. No, I wouldn't buy that.
Why not? How much is he making?
Right.
Wow. What, the the model?
Yeah, I mean, how much did he get paid?
Probably 6.
So were you offended?
It did not offend me, because I'm not easily offended. I don't get offended by everything I see. But at the end of the day, the mother was cool with it. He got paid. Was it a smart thing to do? No. Yeah. But at the end of the day, it's freedom of speech. I mean, if you don't like it, don't shop there. If you don't like it, don't watch it, don't look at it, walk away from it. But everybody does have their right to say whatever they want to say, no matter how ridiculous it is. You do have that right, so I'm not offended by it.
So if you said the N-word on this shirt, would you be offended?
But it doesn't.
I wouldn't be offended.
Oh, okay, but he said freedom of speech and all that.
It's freedom of speech. You know, what bothers me about this country, and I know I'm going off, I'm veering off, but what bothers me is we always talk about freedom of speech. Well, freedom of speech is for everybody, no matter
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Yes.
No, it's not.
Well, before we derail, let's continue down the line. Let's continue down the line real
Don't
quick.
say that.
So
Because
hold
that's
on.
not
So
true.
we'll hold that topic right there, Tony. Hold that thought. Levi.
I feel like I'm about to get in a lot of trouble.
No, you're not.
Being the only white person here.
Off with your head.
I thought you were Puerto Rican.
No, I'm white.
I thought you were Puerto Rican. That's another conversation. I can't.
Let Levi speak.
So I can obviously see the issues with it. I wasn't offended. I was a little surprised at how offended everyone else was, although I can see it for sure. Obviously, I've never been called a monkey in a derogatory term, but the thing is, I've always been called a monkey, but I'm white, so this is a whole nother perspective. But my cousin just had a little kid. She calls them monkeys. My babies are monkeys, or her babies are monkeys. Like, it must be a white culture thing, but like, the white community calls their little kids monkeys all the time. That shirt was probably designed by a white person. Mm-hmm. It wasn't an H&M decision. I cannot find it in my heart to believe that H&M purposely did this to offend anyone, to cause controversy,
I don't think so either.
to get publicity. I don't think so. What it came down to was one wardrobe stylist on set who picked out this shirt. She had a rack full of clothes. She picked it out, She held it up. She said, "Ooh, this green looks good on your skin color. Wear this." The parent of the child was standing there. They approved it. They got in front of the camera. The photographer took a picture, and that was it. That's really all it comes down to.
But they didn't post. They approved it. Advertising. They approved it. It didn't just stop there. The approval continued.
That's true.
So that's the problem. That it continues.
But no, I wanna wrap it up really quick and just finish by saying that was it a mistake? Yes, they should have done it differently. Obviously, they faced backlash and it's not working out good for the company. But God, I mean, come on, like at what point? And it's hard, but where do we draw the line? Like, I hate saying this because I'm the only white person, but where do we draw the line where everything becomes so offensive that an innocent term, coolest monkey in the jungle, that is not, that I can't see.
Let them finish.
I know, I just can't, it's hard for me to see that as being offensive for a kid to be wearing that no matter what their skin color is. But I've never been called a monkey in a derogatory term, and I'm white, so.
Okay, so I have a couple points about it. I feel like I probably will go shop at H&M. I feel like if I'm worth to stop, then I should throw away all the clothes that I do have, and I'm not going to do that. I think that from that standpoint, if people are going to protest businesses because of the type of clothes that they produce and model the clothes in, then what do we do about people who go and support movies that won't properly represent black people, but we get entertainment out of them, put our money into those things? A lot of people do those things as well, so it's just like, if you're going to have a principal dissonance with the issue, then let it be across the board. I think that H&M did not do it, to try to offend anyone, and to Levi's point as well, I remember my mom teaching me the little nursery rhyme about the monkeys jumping on the bed and one of them fell off and bumped his head, and I don't really feel like monkey, really became that big. The monkey thing is like, it depends on context and it depends on like what point in time. I mean, there's some bad things with history, but I do feel like a lot of people in various races call their little kids monkeys. Like, you jump around this house like a little monkey. I mean, so to that point, like, I think. What's wrong?
Nothing's
so
wrong.
You want to say something?
No, I'm trying to figure out what
I was going to say something.
Everybody is trying to inch in so bad, like he's bobbing his knee on my knee and he's trying to say something, but no, I'm looking at you.
Okay. I remember being called a little monkey just as much as any other little animal as a kid, just because, it's cute. And I think that we take offense to it, when on social media you got someone like LeBron James making a whole post about it and everything else, and then it kind of trickles down and people feel like they have to take a stand on it. But like I said, it is a clothing store, okay? You can pick out what clothes you want to wear. If you don't want to wear the monkey shirt, then don't buy the monkey shirt, and they'll probably pull it off the racks. You don't, that's how I feel.
And this is not an original idea. This is not the first monkey shirt to ever be in existence.
I know. It's just how it's being advertised, and I agree with you. I don't think that it was malice. I don't think that it was intentionally brought out with malice. And I feel like there is a problem with those boardrooms that exist inside of H&M, that it's not enough diversity, that someone didn't wave their hand and say, hey, perhaps not. This is not in our best taste. This probably is not.
But can I interject? I want to interject because when we started this conversation out and we went around this table, raise your hand if you do not have friends of multiple races. Raise your hand if you says you don't.
Multiple.
If you don't have friends of different races, like if you only have like. My whole thing is like, if you don't, how can you sit here and say, well, somebody should take in my perspective if you don't take in other people's perspectives? Right. It's like, if I don't have relationships with black people, I don't know black people's perspective. So it's not that I'm doing it to hurt you, it's just I don't know. You don't know what you don't know.
That's
okay. So you can't be like,
go ahead,
I just burn my fire.
Because this is my thing. Would it be different if it was a fat kid and the shirt said, oh, the biggest elephant out the herd, or just like, I'm just speaking in general.
That would be offensive.
Right, that would be offensive. That's true.
I'm just saying, like, because it's like, oh, well, his shirt say the coolest monkey in the jungle, but you got shirts out there that say thought or you know. But listen, I'm just trying to make a point. So I feel like social, just today's society just made shit just worse or way bigger than what it is when it's just a damn shirt. Because I'm pretty sure if that shit did not go viral, you will see some of these adults with a shirt that say, "Oh, the coolest monkey." I'm pretty sure of that. But now that they brought
I can't even picture that.
Listen here.
But it's how it's being advertised.
I'm just saying in general.
Advertised. So no, I refuse it. The thing is how it's being advertised. Because just on the opposite side, and what I was giving grace to was, hey, with the whole check thing, with the mama getting the check, Tony, right?
It's about profit. It's about profit. Who was talking about H&M last week? Nobody. Now we're talking about H&M. H&M is about profit. That's why they have done this. They're gonna sell so many clothes.
But their stock went down drastically. What you talking about?
That's okay. These people.
They actually shut down all of their stores in South Africa. They're moving out of territory that they want to get out of. That's all they're doing. No, this is not something that they did strategically. I can't see that. And if this is what they did strategically, they're losing. Yes. They're not winning this battle.
So David has been trying to say something for a long time.
There's tax write-offs. You know, Donald Trump just
so they got a tax write-off, but they ain't getting no income. They got to work on both sides, right? They will get income
because he's going to continue to shop there.
But he's not going to shop there because of
I don't know, David. How you feel, David? Everybody, let's hear David. Let's hear David. How you feel, David? What's going on? There's just a lot of underlying things wrong with the image. First of all, let's not pretend it's a dark-skinned little young man. Mm-hmm. And you have a shirt that says the coolest monkey. But calling people, that's what, back in the day, black people weren't viewed as, they were viewed as less than human animals, monkeys. So I just it's hard for me to imagine the team at H&M that they're just so desensitized to everything that they didn't, at some point during that production, they didn't say, hold up.
Perhaps H&M is a Swedish country.
It doesn't matter.
You're using your American perspective. The world is not American, though. It is.
It's my opinion.
I know, but I'm saying you're taking your American perspective and superimposing it on the world, and that's what Americans do because we're so
ethnocentric.
Yeah, I think egocentric.
So you're saying the world
American history is not the world history, though.
But so you're saying the world didn't know that black people were oppressed?
Swedish, come on, you can't go there
what I'm saying, but what I'm saying is it's not like, it's just like,
they have blackface parades out there, bro. Come on, stop.
That's a very valid point.
To Larry's point, the mother is Swedish, and that's what she said. She said, we don't have this kind of issue here where black people feel the way that the American black people feel. And
because they're all walking around looking like Birth of a Nation. I'm so confused. What are you talking about?
But that was terrible what you just said. That was terrible.
That is not terrible. They have blackface parades several times throughout the year. So you're not going to say something that's a terrible thing that I got to see.
But at the same time, you can't tell someone how to feel. If they've grown up in a world where they don't have to feel like being called a monkey is making them feel lesser than, then let them be them.
Because you have to subscribe that the boy is a monkey to take it offensively. Like, if you don't subscribe to because he's black, he's like a monkey. If you don't believe that, then you don't find offense. You have to understand that it's your experience and your perspective that is causing you to feel
that's like saying if it said the coolest nigger or something like that.
That's not the same thing. Dude, that is not the same thing.
It's still a word that was used to call black people. Do you know that at baby showers they use monkeys for baby showers? Like, what are you even talking about? It's like a monkey. Got a dark-skinned kid.
My favorite emoji is the monkey. Like, what are you saying?
It's not an emoji. It's not an emoji.
The animal.
So what I want you guys to do is let me know what you think. Are you offended by the shirt? Are you going to continue shopping at H&M? The mom doesn't care, so should we? All of the stores in South Africa, Johannesburg, I saw the pictures of Johannesburg, are closed. They were destroyed those stores in South Africa. So how do you feel about it? It's an open dialogue that we need to have, but I feel that what we like to do is pick and choose what we want to be offended on when we could be offended on multiple things, because there are a lot of things that we do so like haphazardly and don't give two fucks about. But then when someone posts it and say, "Oh, we should be offended," then we all jump on the bandwagon. I will say this.
I was instantly offended.
All of the artists, not all of the artists, there are a lot of artists that are pulling out of partnerships with H&M, and everybody's coming down on Nicki Minaj, your fave. You're
okay,
all the world
I
fave.
have my opinion. She has hers. He has his.
Okay,
she can do what she want to do.
Okay, and some people feel that she should pull out just like everybody else.
Of course.
And some people feel like that she shouldn't have to. The mom doesn't care, so why should Nicki Minaj?
So what I said before when we was off mic, and I'll say it again, I don't know, and it hasn't been made public yet, that this was the actual shirt that this person put on. The reason why I say this is I have a lot of friends who are in advertising where they will actually push things onto, like, so you'll wear like a green screen shirt, or you'll wear whatever kind of shirt, and they'll kind of like pick and choose what they want to put on you. Okay, so I'm giving the mom grace because we haven't figured out that was it. Second, I'm giving it grace because I'm like, look, you got to get a check, you got to get a check. If you felt like that was appropriate, fine. The problem continues to be for me that this print, this photo went through boardroom and boardroom and boardroom and boardroom and had all of these levels of approval.
It's about profit.
And so when it went through all of these checks and balances, which should have been there was no one, or they didn't have a room that thought that this was not okay. I'm not really upset with the mama and all of that. No, I'm upset with the fact that there's not enough diversity in these boardrooms that this would even make it to the screen, because we should have somebody say, you know what, son, we might have a backlash because of this, even though I think it's a great photo and blah blah blah. Green does look great on this man, this young little man, but we probably shouldn't go there.
Controversy sells.
It's not selling.
It will.
Stop that.
It will.
It's not selling.
So my next question.
A year from now,
I think you have to pick and
stock is
choose.
gonna be up.
I think you have to pick and choose your battles, though. You know, I think if it comes to a clothing store, you can choose which clothes that you want to buy. Now, unfortunately, I mean, it makes me think about, like, what if you found out that the boss of your job was a Trump supporter? Would you change your job?
I know, that's why I don't work for nobody. There goes that.
But I get what you're saying.
Not everybody who has your standpoint, though, is in that position. So I mean, there's a lot of things that we do in society versus what gas station we choose to go to.
I still don't go to Chick-fil-A.
What do you buy Dove soap? I mean, do you go, what club events do you go to? Do you buy people's albums who are like homophobic and things of that nature? We don't even have enough backstory on everything, and I wouldn't think it would even be, I don't know how much time it would take to go through everything that you put your money into and figure out the values of those people. So I think in those regards, when it comes to looking at it, it's a clothing company. If you want to put your child in that shirt, fine. If you don't want to put your child in that shirt, don't buy it. Just in the same regard. We have people out here who create advertising, clothes, startup businesses who could be black owned, and they put the N-word across their shirt or whatever. Now, if somebody else wants to wear that shirt and a white person wants to wear it, then it's just like, oh no, you can't wear that shirt.
David.
Well, it's not something that's done on purpose. It's just that I'm not typically running in certain circles where I see a lot of other races. I mean, I welcome you, but it just doesn't typically.
Do you feel uncomfortable? Like, would you feel uncomfortable if I said, let's go to a club, and you'd be like, what club? And I would say Blake's, because I was told that Blake's is majority white.
I wouldn't be uncomfortable because of that. I would be uncomfortable.
10 is like all white.
Oh,
right, yeah.
That makes sense.
I wouldn't be uncomfortable because of that. I'd be uncomfortable because when I first moved to Atlanta, that's all me and my roommate went to. We went to Blake's every Sunday. I'm like so sick of it. But it's not because of the crowd.
So you can be in a crowd of all Asian, all white, all whatever, mix and mingle, have a good time.
Yeah, we're all human beings, so yeah, that's no problem.
Okay. Sir. Same question.
Ooh, I don't have a problem with other races. Would I feel comfortable? Probably not. Probably not. You know, yes, we are all human of the human race. I get it. But you know, there are stark differences between our cultures, and since I've been, you know, I'm around African Americans more so than anything. That's the majority of the people that I feel comfortable with. If you put me in a situation with a lot of white people, I probably would feel uncomfortable for multiple reasons, but not saying that they're bad people, but just not used to them, and I'm really not gonna put myself out of the way to be uncomfortable. So I guess you can say I just remain ignorant and just stick with my African Americans.
All right. Esther.
What's up?
You have friends of other races besides Levi.
Can I tell you this story though?
What story?
Real quick.
Go ahead.
In elementary, I had my best friend. He was Caucasian. His name was Terry Henry, and I didn't want no other best friend. That was my ace. But then he moved away, and I got mad, and I said I would never be friends with a Caucasian person. And I know I was young. You know what I'm saying? No, that was just like my best friend.
Why
You said from elementary.
I just felt like when he moved away, like he just broke my heart. That I was just feeling all types of emotions. I was like, oh my God, they're just gonna break my. But as I got older, it was just. I think that I could be around any race. You know, I don't discriminate. I want friends from Europe, Africa, Hawaii. I don't care, because at the end of the day, my personality speaks for itself. I don't get paid. You see what I'm saying? I will sit on the floor and eat rice. You know what? I don't care. So, you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. So all of my fans out there from Europe, Japan, all of that, come on down to Atlanta. Let's have a diverse day.
Take the wheel, Jesus, take the wheel.
What does Phaedra say? Jesus, fix it, Jesus.
Don't fix it, Jesus. Don't know.
Please, Jesus, fix it.
Is there one race that you like more than the other? Going down the line.
No.
Damn.
Boy, it shouldn't be that hard. What's wrong with you?
I mean, no.
Larry?
I love the human race.
Yeah, that was what I was going to go with.
Oh.
And I wanted to make sure that we were talking about, because what David brought up was a very good point, as far as we have to define that word friend, because that's important. Because I have a lot of associates that span across, you know, but I wouldn't necessarily call them my friends, but that's just because we don't jive, not because of where their culture is or who they are as a race. It's just that we're not strong enough in our relationship to be what I would consider a friend.
So then the answer,
you know what I'm saying? But no, it's not. No, multiple, that would be correct. Multiple. I don't have multiple. I have white friends. I have black friends. I do have people who I know who are not in those just two pockets, you know, who are really great. We have great relationships, but I wouldn't consider us friends, because that's a coveted word for me. Like, if you're my friend, that's different. Do you see what I'm saying?
Like, what is a friend to you, though? Like, what's the behavior?
For real, a friend, for me, a friend is true. Like, if I feel like I can tell you, I trust you to the edges of the earth. Like, I can be extremely intimate with you and tell you everything, and then not worry that you will tell someone anything, or that you would, you know, look at me differently, that you would still be able to welcome me and help me and support me. That is, though it may sound so easy, is a very hard thing for a lot of people to do, to be able to just support someone, good, bad, or indifferent, outside of your family. I don't know so many people who know how to do that.
So you love the human race.
I do.
You don't have any friends in another race. I particularly don't think one race is. I mean, you gonna answer? Go ahead.
You answered it earlier. You said no.
No, he said, what race do you like more than the other?
Oh, the black one, right? Oh, sorry.
Oh my God.
They just force me.
I cannot.
It just makes sense that you're gonna say black.
I'm trying.
Because if you said another race, you would have a friend in that race.
What? Okay, well, I am going to say black because that's what I identify with more. But that's the only reason. It's not because I don't realize there's a human race and all that other stuff.
Culturally speaking, I think that there are some advantages between the races, culturally speaking, because I feel like a lot of black individuals, because of the way that we're raised, act and behave in certain ways that I just don't think that I like to be around all the time. So I'm just saying, real is real. So there are some advantages with different cultures. I'll just say that.
What? That is such a cop out. So you don't like your own race? Is that what you're trying to say?
I can't specifically.
That's what he's saying. That is what he's saying.
You saying I don't like my own race? Oh Lord, here we go again. Here we go again. Well, I was chastised because I felt a certain way after something happened to me, but we're not going to go there.
You said you was cool with that situation.
I love the human race. I'll go there.
No, that's come on. You can't be the narrator of Bold and Blunt and not be bold and blunt, sir. Tony, can you excuse us for 1 second? Can you allow this man to please say his point
to the world?
To the world.
Say your truth.
Say in it, bold, blunt.
I can't answer the question. I can't.
Why?
Because I don't have one that I like over the other. I don't have one that I like over the other.
He has one he likes the least.
Yes, Larry. Yes.
So go ahead, answer the question.
Larry. I will say this. In certain cases, I do tend to like white people better than African Americans.
What? Let me finish.
Okay. I thought there was a pause. I thought he was
finished. I won't go into
finished.
detail, but that's my answer.
This is like Dante's 2.0.
So what question are we answering now?
Do you have one race that you like better than
It's like the dark
the most? One race that you like more in particular?
No, I've met cool people from all races. I've met shitty people from all races.
Thank you.
That's a
All
good
right.
step.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think to say from a race perspective about anything, it just undermines any thought about being a gay person and what that means. Being a lesbian or anyone, like, there's so many different facets to somebody. You know what I'm saying? How can you say that you take to a particular race? Is that just not admitting that you've been indoctrinated by the society that you live in? Because to be able to subscribe to the system is to just say, I mean, my goodness, black people have all these homophobic views and stuff like that and want to use the Christian Bible to support those things and don't even realize that Christianity was something that was pushed onto them after they came over here in slavery anyway. So you can't even say that your thoughts are coming from a place that are of yours because you've been that indoctrinated. So to even have pride in the color of your skin, I feel like to have pride in, like, it's to have pride in the color that is within that skin and how many different types of people and different expressions that you can have within that realm. That is the pride. So I just hope that people, you guys understand out there that are watching, like, see people for who they are. That's the whole point of us being up here, is to be able to see people for who they are. And you can't argue on a gay perspective and harbor discriminatory views on a race perspective, because it's the same principle of thinking. So
yes and no. But that'll be a whole nother thing.
I just miss Chris take y'all to church. He just dropped jewels on that ass. Let's go.
That'll be a whole nother thing. So let's slide off on that.
Did you hear your man say not necessarily?
Is Ginuwine transphobic because he didn't want to accept a kiss from a transsexual?
No. No, I don't want to accept a kiss from a man. That doesn't make me man-phobic.
Give me a kiss.
There are many gay people that I do not want to accept a kiss from.
Right.
But isn't he gay?
I mean, not out.
If you want to test those waters,
Hey, I test them.
I mean.
So are we saying that are we saying that the trans community should not have felt any sort of way?
That's what I'm saying.
I saw the clip. She was kind of pushing up real hard. It was just a little bit.
I mean, he hugged her
Too much, right? It was too much. It wasn't. I don't think it was an affront.
Nice.
I don't think it was an affront to her being trans. I think it was an affront to, I don't want you in my space like that. Like, I don't care who you are. Like, I don't want you in my space. And I think he was very appropriate. I don't think he did anything wrong. She's overreaching, and everybody who agrees that, oh my God, he's transphobic, is overreaching. Yeah. He didn't want her in his space. He was like, nah, I'm good, but was still sitting next to her, having a conversation. He didn't get up and punch her. Now that they're wrong. But depending on who you are in life, some people might not feel okay with you getting and invading their personal space and kissing all over them and all. That's not okay.
But is that not the same thing as the Me Too movement? Like, it's not appropriate for you to do that. If I don't give you permission, whether you're a man or woman or whatever, if I don't give you permission to touch me or be with me in that way, you don't have a right. And because you are from an oppressed group doesn't mean that you can superimpose yourself on me. Like, that's not okay. Correct. It doesn't mean I have anything against you or people like you because I don't accept a kiss. I don't like kissing dogs. I don't like kissing people. There's a lot of things that I don't like to kiss. I mean,
there's another video that's been circulating. It might be old by the time y'all see this video, but of the woman, the black woman that was she confessing in church? All of her sins or whatever, and you know, what was really interesting that somebody had an interesting take on it. How they were saying how we had the delivered guy all up in church prancing around and yelling around that he's delivered, he don't like men's no more. And we have this woman. He wasn't going into detail. That was a joke. He wasn't going into detail, but this woman is confessing her sins, and they just took the mic and just came back up to the person on the level and was
politely dropped it.
He's like, okay, did you see that video? So my question to the panel, because we have a lot of religious people that watch and that are so into the word, is right, supposedly, is that cool? Like, is that okay for what they did? Is that the Christian thing that they did? Yes or no?
I think it was. I think it was just very funny because, first of all, I mean, you had to look. She looked like she was
something. Like she was
drinking something at that point in time, and you know, she came up there. She said, I'm a backslider, y'all pray for me. Yes, she prefaced it. She knew she might go south at any point, meaning right in the middle of this testimony. It might go, I'm a backslider, y'all. So she already set the tone. Now, there are kids that are in the church, there are old folk that are in the church that don't need or don't want to hear that. It's not an appropriate environment. She could allude to those things and say, I had to do a lot of things I was not very proud of. You all can use your imagination. She didn't possess she possessed that vocabulary.
No, she did.
So, you know, if you're going to give a testimony, if you're going to give a testimony, you have to be able to articulate it in a way that people can say yes and not, oh. I think it was time to receive the microphone.
So you didn't see the video?
No, I need to, it sounds like.
It could be funny, but I'll let you say how you feel about it.
Her hair was short.
I mean, of course, it made great entertainment. I wish they would have let her continue her testimony.
No, we had like 2 or 3
doesn't the church? The Bible says confess your sins, so she was confessing all her sins. She was just going into detail about it, but we don't know. She probably could have had a message behind all that, but no, we missed it because he took the mic away from her.
I agree. I think the church is, for me, is one of the most hypocritical, or just, all right, I won't go in, but I will say that they should have allowed her to finish, and there are many of people that are in this world that are just like her, sound just like her, act just like her, look just like her, and really wanted to hear what she had to say. And unfortunately, she was going into specific details, but let's be honest, like half of the people at that church do what she was confessing and testifying to. So
and
still are
from school.
And still are. So it was like I just feel like there's so much hypocrisy in the church, and I feel like when we finally have someone that when we finally have someone that is vulnerable and willing to testify, we should allow them to. That's just how I feel.
So I just listened to like a little clip of it.
Okay.
Talking something about licking his balls.
Right. Right.
You know, you are in church. There are kids in this audience.
Thank you.
Speak your truth and get it off your chest, but you gotta filter yourself.
No.
You gotta.
They send the kids out.
Okay, well,
Church, send them out.
She had too many pints of that blood of Christ.
Right. Thank you.
Too much wine at communion.
Yes.
But But I think that's gonna deter her from the church, because she's gonna feel like the church is disowning her because of her past.
did you see the way she was looking when he just snatched the mic?
He didn't snatch it.
He gradually
dropped it.
He snatched that.
Okay.
And then took it over her head and gave her right to
This is going south.
That is so disrespectful. So disrespectful. David, go ahead.
I don't think it was anything like intentional as far as on the church side. I think it was like a knee-jerk reaction, like, oh,
Balls licking
suck
balls.
it. Oh, this ain't right. And the way they did it was so smooth. How he snatched somebody, he's like, oh, well, the Lord works in mysterious ways. It just moved on. But I don't think it's.
Her, so that's good.
But it's like, what do you expect? You expect the church to sit there and let somebody talk about sucking dick and prostitution in full detail? How long did you want her to talk about it? Like, yeah, so it's not on the Christianity and all that. Not this time.
Olivia.
With everything that Chris said. That's for me.
Larry.
I feel like church is a business just like anywhere else. Tell yourself what you want to, but it sells a certain thing, and that is not in line with the product that they're selling. So that's why they took her off the mic, and that's just being honest. I mean, seeing things for what they are and not what you want them to be will make you a little less stressed and uneasy about things. I mean, it just is what it is.
Some of the men in the congregation probably used her.
And they might have, but the thing is, that's not what they're selling. They're not selling sex. They're selling wholesomeness.
They're selling bullshit. Bullshit.
A lot of places sell bullshit. I'm just being honest. Like, I don't subscribe to church, or I'm not against church. I'm just honestly telling what it is, and it's like exactly. And knowing that, and still going and expecting something different when you know that going into the church doors, I think is.
I don't go.
It said, "Come as you are." That lady was coming as she was.
Churches don't say that. That's what the Bible says.
Well,
churches don't. They pick and choose what they follow from the Bible.
So Sherrod, how do you feel?
Listen,
Right.
being that my grandfather is a pastor and I see what he goes through sometimes, I feel like that would have been something to do privately, as opposed to coming to the altar and saying he was sucking dick and licking balls.
Right.
However, in her mind, she was just like, I just need to just get clean, repent.
Yeah,
so I'm
and
going
give
to
her the
go
stage.
and I'm going to confess. So I get it, but it was like, girl, you could have waited till after, you know.
But how many people in that church
They probably could relate to
has
her.
not sucked some dick?
I'm just saying, but I
licked some balls.
just feel like,
you know what I'm saying?
Let me say
So
something.
you
There's
act like
something
you're
that
so
people are
shocked
forgetting
because
about
you're sitting
church.
in
Okay.
church.
There are a lot of big churches out here who press, ill views and homophobic views and stuff like that.
Right.
But that's not all churches. There are some really good churches out here who, support some. So I think it's very careful to not just condemn church altogether, because I would hope that no one is just like, well, I just stop going to church, because I feel like, no, find a church home that suits you. And yes, there are people who have done a lot of bad things who go to church. At the end of the day, we're all sinners. So I would hope.
We're not all sinners. That's not what I subscribe
you ain't been
to.
sinning.
So
What?
I do not subscribe to that.
I'm speaking for me. Hold on, wait a minute. I'm speaking for me. My opinion is that we are all sinners and that we all fall short of the glory of God. And so I would expect that people in whatever capacity who are listening to the Word of God are people who have fallen short of it, so they can figure out some type of guidance or some type of way to, to be better people and to be better servants. Now, I think that there are people out there who are Christians who go to church and are really good people. I think there are people who use religion. We talked about this in the first episode. people who use religion versus people who live religion. Now, people who live religion are those people who are really always, very nice and stuff like that, and are very upbeat, and you're just like, oh my gosh, why you always have a positive attitude? Oh, well, it's just God, baby. I just lay my burdens down on God, I'm fine. And then you have people who are like, you're not supposed to be doing that, your dress is too short, and people who are like being judgmental and things of that nature. And I think that we need to like be able to discern between the two.
All right. Next topic is from your boy Sherrod. He sent me.
Why would you have to say that was my topic?
It is your topic. And it's great that we're going to segue right from this female talking about her sexual situation to this woman, black woman, talk about her sexual
it's like
situation.
It's a thing in his brain that goes with black women and females. Like,
and I mean, anyways, we could go. I don't want to go there with you, sis.
Like,
I don't want to go there with you, sis. Let's drop it. Thank you. I apologize. Jesus. Sherrod wanted to talk about porn bashing, and it's interesting because, and not to try to stir no pot, but Chris had a great. It was a great topic on one of Chris's radio shows. I don't know whose radio show it was, but they were talking about porn stars and acting. And you go ahead. I'll let you talk.
No, I want you to finish.
Okay. And Sherrod, if no one knows, has done porn. And so, you're so silly. And so, some people may not know that, but he has. And so he has dealt with the backlash behind doing that, and I'm guessing trying to be an actor, trying to take it seriously, or trying to move away from that. So when you say porn bashing, explain, and what do you want us to talk about?
Is they feel like because you do porn, you've done it, you can't do anything else. Or they say, oh, well, you trying to do this, nigga, you just good for bending over or getting it. And it just really gets on my nerves, you know what I'm saying? And every day, I get a DM or something and it's some disrespectful bullshit, and it's just, I'm so sick of it. But to them, they just see me as that, and they don't know how to see me as anything else. But it's just like, I mean, come on, like we do other things, and I just don't want to always get hit with, oh yeah, I want to fuck, or yeah, I seen that, but I seen that porn. It's like, it's just really like, I'm just really getting sick of it. Now, however, dang, I just had it, but I just lost it. But yeah, so that was just really my issue. Like, I was just really sick of that. So I'm just like, how, I don't know, if you were in that shoe or whatever, like, how would you deal with it? Like, what would you do? Because I'm still trying to deal with it, because I like what I did, I love what I do, but I want to be mainstream too. So I'm kind of stuck. You see what I'm saying? So like,
one of the reasons why I started interviewing porn stars on my YouTube is because of the simple fact that there's a huge, just in caps, ignorance over the concept of people doing porn versus not. Everyone has sex. Everyone on this planet has sex in some way, shape, or form, some capacity. And the fact that some individuals decide to film it and put it out there, now they're just on a whole nother category, and they're over here. That just does not make sense. I feel like you have to just have a strong mentality about it. I think it's kind of like us being gay. Like, we have to be strong in being gay. You have to be strong in what you decided to do, right. Because you're going to be looked at in a certain way, right. Because that's just how ignorant the world is. Right. But I feel that should push you further and make you stronger so that you can prove a point. Because I feel like everyone that's on this panel, whether they believe it or not, is always proving a point. In some way, whether it's to you're black, whether it's you're gay, you're a man, you're a woman, you're white, whatever, you're always right. Always trying to prove a point. Okay? So I feel for you should just keep going down that line, and anybody that throws an ignorant comment at you, just realize who they are as a person and stay away from them, because they're just ignorant.
Yeah, because I'm just, somebody hit me up on you want me to tell you want to say your opinion first?
Yeah, no, because I said the same thing on the show before about people porn bashing or whatever. Mm-hmm. Like, I said that before too, but I think it's a double responsibility. You can't just say it's somebody that's coming at you in your DMs, but like, if you're posting pictures that are very sexual and suggestive, expect that. Like, take responsibility and own that. Like, if you want people to see you differently, present something different. If they see you sexually and all you present is sexual looks, that's what they're gonna do. Just like Taraji P. Henson, like, you know, she played that character in Baby Boy, and she's been cast in a lot of characters that are just like that. You get typecast, but she's done other stuff. People just don't see it. So like this Proud Mary thing, people don't take risks like that. But you have to realize that you have some responsibility. So she's done roles outside of that urban ghetto. Black woman that's not every woman, but that's what she plays well. So people do that. So the same thing with like people with sex workers. It's like you have to think about it. Like the same thing we're talking about H&M on the last show or whatever. Like if I put you in my movie and then people go to your Instagram and all they see is like you half naked, they're gonna think that's what my movie is about. So I'm thinking about my brand and my product, because the same way y'all are judging H&M and not supporting them, I don't want them not to support my movie because I have porn stars in them. And that's kind of what you have to think about in your presentation. Fair is fair. I mean, you can't be one way, be across the board.
I would tell you something from an acting perspective. Acting is a team sport. It is not something that you can do on your own, and it's something that has to come across holistically. I will say that if you want to be taken seriously for a particular way that you're doing something, then you have to be serious about that. And you have to, because people in any world, whether you're an actor who's trying to become a thespian, you know, the thespian world is very, very hardcore. They like, you can't just be walking up in here thinking you're just gonna just do this. You know what I'm saying? Because that is, people are live and they get one chance. And if they don't have a scene partner who's going to be able to match them on stage, then their whole one shot at that performance tanks. And I think that, you know, there's other mediums where people have to really be cognizant of that image, but like Larry said, it's a responsibility on both sides. Unfortunately, with anything, you can't have it both ways. You have to work that much harder. Just as much as I'm a black gay person, if I want to break into mainstream and be a straight actor, I have to work that much harder than the next person, because you have to own what you've done, who you are, your demographic. You have to be aware of those things if you're going to move to places and move with the understanding that I know what they're going to think. I have a strategy to my plan. I have to be smarter than them because I already know this is there. So how am I going to move? I can't just say they shouldn't care about that, because the fact of the matter is they're going to have whatever opinions that they're going to have about it.
But didn't you consider the risk before you did it?
Hey guys, I want to let you know about my event happening in August. This is a quick little message to interrupt the Culture Club video. I am throwing an event in Fort Lauderdale called Be Men in Hot Lauderdale, a place and party where men can be men. It is going to be at the Grand Resort and Spa. If you follow me or have been following me, you know that I love this freaking hotel. It is off the chain. You see there that David is the face of the event. Check out the website at eventsbywest.com. There are 10 exclusive reasons why you would love this event over any other event. We have an option, a plethora of options for passes, the VIP pass, the guest pass, and the grand VIP pass. That is the resort right there. Look at that guy. Doesn't he feel happy about receiving his massage? There are so many opportunities and great advantages to coming to this trip. It's going to be exclusive and it is a private event. So definitely you will need to get your passes in order to enjoy. Once again, check out eventsbywest.com, eventsbywest.com. There's a pool party, there's the penthouse jacuzzi party. You'll be meeting a lot of people like Cash and some other socialites that grace our timelines. And it's just going to be a fun experience. The resort is right on the beach. It's very cost effective. You guys will love it. So once again, check out eventsbywest.com.
When I did porn, I was not thinking about now or the future. I was just like, I need to get to school, I need money, I need to do that. But then when these jobs, like I tried out for America's Next Top Model when they had guys. made it to LA, a producer said, come here, I need to talk to you. I'm like, okay, what? I'm gonna get booped up? No, they said you're gonna get sent home. And I said, why? Because we found such and such. Same thing happened to MTV. So that kind of was like, God damn, like, you know what I'm saying? But me as a person, I love sex. I like sex. I've admitted that.
So then just do porn.
But
one who agrees with Tony.
just be like, and you're right. Why I just? But it's just like that's not all that I'm good at doing.
Because if I
that's
did a movie, if I did a movie and I'm trying to get this in the box office, it has nothing to do with the fact that you're gay or you had sex with her. But I can't really sell I can't sell you in that role, or I can't sell that movie because, you know, unfortunately, people can go online and they can see you having sex. And it takes away. You can't market it.
I just feel like that shit.
Okay, but you said earlier that controversy sells.
Ooh.
Certain types. No. That's not controversial. That's not controversial.
What is?
That's not controversial because for in order for it to be controversial, he would have to be of some higher status, trying to hide what he's doing. You know what I'm saying? That's controversy. This is not controversy. This is a decision. A person made a decision to do porn. They like and have sex. They did it. It is what it is. Now you have to accept what's gonna come with it. The association is gonna come with it. You fall under the same situation as Jensen Atwood.
Oh yeah, he can't get a job.
I mean, he can't get a job because
he did the Noah's Ark.
Yeah, I mean, he did a great job. I loved it, but he's stuck.
I just feel like we shouldn't be just.
But that's
absorbing like I'm all for breaking boundaries. I'm all for creating my own lane, which I'm trying to do now because people don't know that I have these upcoming roles coming out. Like people don't know I'm doing all these major. Like people don't know that they just see and just stick to what they see and what they think they know. And it's like, damn, how many times I got proved to you that
but
I'm just not.
But the problem is you can go online and see it. I can see it. It's the difference for us. Yes, I'm not passing any judgment on you, brother. I love you, and I think you did a great job.
Really, Tony.
But at the end of the day, there is gonna be a stigma against you, unfortunately, and it's gonna be really, really difficult to break that stigma. Because this is the society that we live in, So
I think the only way that you're gonna break out of it is that you need to stop it. And honestly, I just think you just need to stop it and move forward. If you want people to move forward with you, you have to stop it. And
I would tell you one thing. The big deals are going to take a chance on you if you are able to say, I rebranded myself. I'm not doing this anymore. I know that I've done this in my past, but I also did all these acting classes. I did this theater performance. I did all of these things. I'm going to go in here and show, because at the end of the day, like, I understand what Tony's saying, but I still believe that you can do it. It's just something that it requires that much more work of you. There are people out here who have shorty penises and all types of things all the time. There are people, of course, because of their races and stuff, it's a lot, they're not beholden to it as much, like Kim Kardashian and stuff, who have these sex tapes and do these sexual things, but they still end up being able to make something of themselves.
That's because she's a woman. She's also a woman.
But she has sex.
Not just Kim Kardashian though. There are a lot of other. There are people who do the eggplant pictures. People
OnlyFans
leak pictures and sex tapes of celebrities all the time, and they really fall flat when it's in comparison to the quality of work that they do. If they are like, and then it depends on what type of work that they're doing as well. You know what I'm saying? Like if Raven Simone came out with a sex tape, that's going to be different than if Migos did.
Right.
So
that's true.
I think it's, you don't want, I know, and I get it too, it's the same sentiment where I'm like, I don't want to have to deal with being gay and being black all the time. Sometimes I get tired of it, like, God dang, why does it always have to be acknowledged or a point of conversation or like something? But at a certain point, I learned to just accept it and then just be that much better for it. I can't ask anyone to make a space for me if it has not been made yet.
Okay, I'm gonna just tell you this. I think you should just take what everybody's saying with a grain of salt. Yes, those are all factors you're going to have to deal with.
Don't take mine with a grain of salt. I'll need some water after that.
At the same time, the world is changing,
right,
and I do believe things like that are going to be more, looked over because, like you said, everybody has sex.
Right, and I just want to say I'm doing way
sex.
more stuff like the porn. That's old stuff now. What I do in my personal time, that's my personal shit.
Right, so just keep pushing forward and just know that those things are in the atmosphere and be able to just, have tough skin and brush it off.
Thanks.
Thank you guys for tuning into Culture Club. Be sure to comment. Follow everybody on their social media. Follow Tony. He's very popular on social media. Follow everybody. Say your loves for Olivia. Say your loves for everybody up on here because they've been loving Olivia. Whenever somebody's missing, they miss on them. But whenever somebody's here, they're like, damn, that Olivia. Damn, that Wesley. Damn, that David. Where's David been? Where's Olivia? We missed him. Anyways, we love y'all. Thank y'all for watching. Deuces. Because you're on both sides. You represent the head, he represents the tails, whatever.
We nimble.
Flipping the coin.
Represent the tail.
The ass.
That's real fucked
West
up.
word, not mine.
I mean, T.S. Madison, I love you, I respect you, I interviewed you, I think you are a wonderful person. And even with watching the show, because I had to sit there and study just to make sure that I felt what I felt. So even in watching the show, she sits back a lot when Kaya goes in on people. So
that's just her personality, though.
But she doesn't find the value in just ripping people to shreds. You can see when she's like, okay, I'm done. I'll let you.
That's not true. That's like likening it to Mia Levi.
At the end of the day,
Levi doesn't necessarily speak up all the time, but there are often times when Mia Levi agree on the same shit.
So
it's just I'm more vocal, so don't try to put one other down than the other. I think it is a comedic show.
And
Shout out to Kaya.
She loves it.
It's not that I love it or I don't like it. I mean, I'm not going to tear it down. What I'm not going to do is what you're doing right now and tear it down.
I'm not tearing it down. I'm just saying.